What does sex, laughter and Sheba and Simon Cassini have in common? Well, when you have amazing sex, you release endorphins into your bloodstream that are the body's own painkillers, and they make you feel amazing. They're responsible for the feel-good effect. So laughter has the same end result, and so do these two, Sheba and Simon Cassini, who are the bitter and twisted team of caricaturists and cartoonists. Hi guys.
That's such a nice thing to say.
Nice
I
one,
love
Fran.
it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Better than sex, is that what you're saying?
We're better than chocolate.
Okay, you can just cut it there, that'll do nicely.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Interview done.
Yeah.
Take one.
All over, that's fine.
That's so nice. I like that.
And I think what everybody wants to know is how on earth you got into becoming cartoonists. How did that happen?
Well, I got into it just because when I was young there really wasn't anything else I wanted to do. I couldn't do anything else. I didn't fancy working in an office. I didn't really fancy...
Didn't fancy work.
Didn't fancy being a top class footballer. I didn't fancy any traditional job routes. I just thought the only one thing I could probably do that might make a bit of money was by drawing. So I just kind of started off drawing and went from there. And I haven't had a proper job since.
And for me, I was always drawing ever since I was a kid. You know, always scribbling and doodling and drawing. And if I wasn't happy, if I didn't have a bit of paper in front of me, and one time my mum made the major mistake of not having any paper for me, so I went and drew on her walls. I just thought, right, I haven't got any paper. That's my mum's fault. So I'm going to go on her wall and draw all over her walls. And I didn't just scribble. You know, I did caricatures on her walls.
That wall is now worth thousands of pounds and it's hanging in the Tate Gallery.
Lyndhurst Gardens, NW3. I remember the guy that was painting over it going, "Was this you?" I was about 5 and I was like,
They're very good.
Looks just like me.
And you guys work together, don't you? I mean, how did that happen? How did you get to meet each other, and what's it like working together?
Shit.
That's not very nice.
No, it's fantastic. Of course, it's fantastic. Just to have someone who understands the little ins and outs of your daily trials of being a cartoonist, which actually aren't.
I'm not going to
intense.
understand anymore.
Yeah, it's just lovely to be able to work with someone who understands.
No, it is,
what
and
goes on in your
we
life.
get on really well. We have a really good banter, I think, when we're at work. It works really well because we're good cop, bad cop, because he's really mean to people and I'm really kind. Well, I'm kinder. It's all in retrospect, isn't it? Well, not retrospect, all in doodah.
Relevant?
Yeah, all in doodah, doodah.
No, relative.
Relative. It's all relative. Like you are, in fact. And,
I'm just relative.
and yeah, no, it works really well. And we're the only real sort of double act, aren't we? That's sort of our USP, is that we're the only double act that goes around, because there aren't really any others that go around together.
Yeah, most cartoonists are sad, lonely people with no friends and no family.
So how come, like, you two look really happy, so how come you came up with the name Bitter and Twisted?
It's your idea, I don't know. I would have been loving and loyal, but
Yeah.
No, Simon wanted bitter and
Yeah,
twisted.
deep down I knew she was bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Bitch and Twit for short, we call ourselves, which I quite like.
Yeah. They made us laugh. Is that good enough reason?
Yeah, we used to be Double Trouble, and then, I don't know, I think we just sort of grew into Bitter and
Evolved.
Twisted. Yeah, we evolved into Bitter and Twisted. Yeah, don't know, it just happened. Yeah, like these things do.
And what about the famous people? What are the famousest people that you've
I was
drawn?
hoping you'd ask that. You can say
I'll go
first.
first, shall I?
You
Shall
go
I? Yeah,
first,
yeah. Because I've drawn
Mine's
Tony
better.
Blair. Tony Blair, Prime Minister of Great Britain, as he was at the time. And it was a Downing Street staff party, which they have every summer out in the back garden of Downing Street. And we were drawing caricatures on badges. And right at the end, Tony Blair came up to me and said, "Oh, can I have one of those done?" I said, "Of course you can, sir." So he sat down and he told me when he was having it done, he said the reason he wanted to have it done was because his little son Leo had come along earlier and had it done. And before he'd gone to bed, these badges, they're also fridge magnets as well, so before Leo had gone to bed, he'd said to Mr. Tony Blair, the Prime Minister, said, "Daddy, will you have one of these done so that when I wake up in the morning I can see it stuck on the fridge just like my one is?"
Is that how he said
Yeah.
it?
Oh.
That's exactly how he did it.
And
And Tony
I saw
Blair
my
did
voice.
his voice, he did the voice and everything, he did. Yeah. It was great. And so yeah, I did Tony Blair, and that's pretty major A-list, I think.
That is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you top that then,
Oh,
Sheba?
well, you know, who's the most famous person in the whole wide world? I think
Gary
you find
Barlow.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. No, it's the Queen.
Okay.
HRH. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
HRH, Queen Elizabeth. and she was having. I was not booked by her, but she was at the event. There was it was one of her relatives' 90th birthday at the Pall Mall Club in the RAC Club in Pall Mall, and I went along and did a lunchtime, so 24 of them on one big page, as a little giveaway for the birthday girl. So that was really cool. That was the pinnacle of my career. I just loved doing that.
And did the curtsy go right?
No, the curtsy went horribly wrong. I was told to go, "Good morning, ma'am," as in spam, and I just sort of went like this, like I needed the loo, and hi, which was slightly embarrassing. But I know now.
That's Simon's version of Rick Mail, isn't it, in the background there?
We can be quite together, you know. If we need to go to a good gig, if we need to go to an upmarket gig, we can be very professional, can't we? Simon?
We can. Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
I have heard a rumour that you have cornered the corporate market.
Oh, apparently we heard that the other day too. Don't know.
Yes.
We've been on the circuit for a long time. You know, we know what we're doing. We're reliable. We're on time. We make people laugh. We're the quickest. We are two of the quickest caricaturists on the circuit. We've just been doing this a long time. We know what we're doing.
Is that the sales pitch done,
I think
Sheba?
that is the sales pitch, yeah. And Fran, my darling, that's
Oh no! Now people know what I look like.
And it's on a badge. It also stands up. Look at that. Well,
Wow, that is so cool. That's very sweet.
it's better than QVC, isn't it?
And what do you love about your job most of all?
Oh, making people laugh.
The money, the fame,
The fame.
the girls,
I quite like
the
turning
boys,
up.
the dogs.
And Simon, did someone attack you for one of their caricaturists? Is that why you've got that?
No, this is actually I'm having a bionic arm fitted.
So
but
he can draw more.
Yeah, I can't actually talk about it too much because it's all military hardware. I understand it's a bit hush hush
But
right now.
suffice to
so,
say, he'll be able to do 50 caricatures a minute.
Yeah, yeah, but
You won't even be able to see his wrist.
don't tell everybody. They'll all want one.
Yes, it's very expensive.
So you'll have cornered the world, not just the corporate market,
yes.
fairly soon.
Yeah.
Well,
We would have drawn everyone this time next week.
Yep.
We have actually drawn, between us, we worked it out once, didn't we? Over 30,000 people
Oh,
in
yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Over 100,000.
No, it's not.
It is over 100,000 people. 50,000 people. Well over 1,000 people.
Oh, well, it's a lot anyway.
No, how many people a year?
It was actually 30,000 a few years ago, so maybe it is 100,000.
We should have probably thought this out before we had this.
We did a job in Bahrain recently where we drew a lot, so that added to it.
Yeah, a lot. That's how many we've done.
A lot.
A lot.
And what sort of pinnacle do you want to reach now? What's possible
next?
for you to? Yeah, after the Queen and Tony Blair, where can you go next with this?
Well, household fame. I'd like people to know our name. People to know Sheba Cassini, Simon Cassini, Bitter and Twisted.
That's
I
Sheba
know
and
them.
Simon Cassini.
Yeah, Sheba.
Pay
Look into the
attention.
room, not around the room. Look into my eyes. Sheba and Simon Cassini. You know us.
And you'd want to have household names for what?
Cards.
Endorsing
No, not endorsing.
loo roll?
Endorphins.
Endorsing endorphins.
Yeah, that's why.
It's nice, huh?
Fantastic. And on that note,
we
what
go now?
words of wisdom have you got to close the interview with?
It's good night from him.
Sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you.
Thank you very much. I think
you.
that's a wrap.
Thank you.